Welcome to the Adventurous Podcast. I'm your host, Deidre Perry, and these are my co-hosts. And weekly, we will be coming to you to bring you the latest information in the world of agriculture. We invite you to join us every Saturday from 10 to 10:30. Join us. Come on, take an adventure. Happy Saturday and welcome to the Adventurous Podcast. I'm your host, Deidre Perry, and I'm sure you heard my co-host in the background. That would have been the lonely cow there mooing for you guys. Hey, they need names. We have a contest going right now for all of my young adventurers. We invite you to go over to www.adventurouscareers.com. I want to say last week I gave the wrong web address. This week, I want to make sure that I clarify it so that everyone can participate, so that farmers can get resources and you can watch our videos. Again, that is www.adventurouscareers.com. And there you'll find contest rules where you can name our co-hosts. The winners will receive gift packages courtesy of We Believe Digital and Earth Blend Coffee. In fact, parents, if it's your kid that wins, you'll get a gift pack from Earth Blend Coffee as well. We invite you to go over, submit your naming ideas for our 3 co-hosts, and the winners will be announced later this month. Okay, so we have the right web address. We have our contest rules. I'm starting a new segment this week, and it's for the young adventurers. I want you guys to learn terminology as early as you can. And so we're going to have a word for the week. And at the end of every month, we'll have a contest, and whoever remembers all of the words of the week and the definitions will also be eligible for prizes. Okay, so our word for this week is agroecology, and that is the science of managing farms as ecosystems. By working with nature and rather against it, farms are able to avoid damaging impacts, and they are able to be productive and profitable. Sustainable agriculture requires this because it is the new wave of the future. In agriculture, sustainability is a complex idea with many facets, including the economics, and that is that a farm should be profitable, social, which means that it should deal fairly with workers and have mutually beneficial relationships with the surrounding community, and environmental. And that's where we want to focus. Environmental sustainability in agriculture means good stewardship of the natural systems and resources that farms rely on. Among other things, this involves building and maintaining healthy soil, managing water wisely, and I'm sure everyone here in Mississippi knows about that, minimizing air, water, and climate pollution, and promoting biodiversity. So that is our quick lesson on agroecology, the science of managing farms through the ecosystem. And it's working with nature rather than against it. And it just makes one beautiful environment. That's our word of the week. Make sure you remember it, agroecology. There'll be a word every week, and every month there'll be a quick little test quiz contest on our site. All of our young ones who can remember all of the words and their definitions will be eligible for prizes. Right here on the Adventure Podcast, we'll announce all of the people who participated and make sure that we give them their just due. Okay, so last week I told you that we would be talking about the CARES Act and that we would be going into the CARES Act more in detail, and today we're going to do that. In fact, you'll find inserts with the web addresses that I'll be visiting as we're talking, along with screenshots that show you exactly what's taking place as I'm clicking on my computer, because you guys aren't seeing where I'm going. So I want to make sure that you all are able to go to the websites that I'm going to. But there's $13 billion in agricultural provisions. The relief package outlined has $11.2 billion for the Office of Agricultural Secretary, $870 million for dairy margin coverage programs, $300 million to the Commerce Department to assist fisheries. $200 million across 10 years, $20 million per year, will be used to address gaps in nutrition research. Specialty crop block grant programs and local agricultural market programs are allocated $100 million each. So each of those programs have $100 million. And then you have farming opportunities, training and outreach through the nutrition program that's getting $75 million, and an interstate shipment grant for $60 million. So today we're going to focus on the part of the CARES Act that deals with the specialty crop block grant programs and the local agricultural market programs and their allocations. So in order for farmers to apply for this assistance, they have it on their websites as well that not all of the technical assistance is readily available. So they have the information where you can go, and immediately upon going to the websites, which I'll give you in a moment, you'll find that they say if you need assistance, technical assistance is forthcoming. They actually have a grant out now where people like myself and others who do this for a living will actually be able to provide you with sit-down technical assistance to complete these applications, because they will require some information. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, like I said, on throughout all of the programs, is the money that is allocated for specialty crop block grants. Now, the way that they have it worded on the website, and if you are listening, you can go to www.farmers.gov/pandemic assistance /CFAP. So for the farmers who are running everyday operations and you all have been negatively affected, whether the inability to grow, losing money on crops, whatever it is, they have a program, and that is that $100 million that I mentioned, and they call it CFAP, the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. So even though it says it's $100 million in crop assistance, when you go to the website, you will find, as a farmer, you are looking for CFAP. And there it says USDA is implementing updates to the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program for producers of agricultural commodities marketed in 2020 that faced market disruptions due to COVID-19. USDA's Farm Service, the FSA, will reopen for sign-up. And if you are a farmer and you know that the FSA is necessary, if you're just getting into farming and you have no idea where to start, FSA is the place that you would go to get your farm and track number and begin services as a farmer. And that is the USDA's Farm Service Agency, FSA. They're opening up for sign up again for at least 60 days beginning April 5th. So that was last week. That was actually 7 days ago. So right now, if you are a farmer and you know that you've been negatively impacted by the coronavirus, that you've lost some money, you have an opportunity now to go and sign up under CFAP. Under CFAP, you have an increased payment for cattle. The USDA estimates that additional payments of more than $1.1 billion to more than 400,000 producers will be paid out. Additional assistance of $20 per acre for producers of eligible flat rate or price triggered crops. And the USDA estimates additional payments of more than $4.5 billion to over 500,000 producers. The processing of these payments, or the eligibility for these payments, will come through FSA, and the USDA will finalize its routine decisions sometime very soon. And if you're going to apply, of course, we're going to go visit farmers.gov/CFAP. So right now, as I'm going through this, I'm at the website, and you'll see some inserts here. When you get to the website, you see that red pretty farm building, and it says, has your operation been directly impacted by the coronavirus pandemic? Well, they're looking for you. If you're one of the people that have been farming and you've been negatively impacted, you will go to that CFAP website. You'll see that nice little farm building, and you will click down below. There's a box where you can get, it says if you have been affected, to get more information. And the first thing that you will see is it brings up a bunch of white boxes with green arrows in it. And those are the eligible commodities, the type of things that were being produced that were impacted. And you'll fill out how much of each of those things you had a loss in. So commodities eligible for the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program sign-up period will include those that were originally eligible for CFAP and commodities in the first round of money that went out. Cattle producers who got a first payment will also get additional payments. And you can click through the various different specialty crops to begin seeing what you're qualified or eligible for. So there's quite a few things here. I don't think anyone is left behind. They have a box for aquaculture, for people who are producing broilers, eggs, and pullets. There's a box if you're a producer of dairy, floriculture, if you are a livestock producer, or if you are a livestock by contract grower. They also have raw crops, specialty livestock, tobacco, and wool. And there are a few other things that are eligible. It has a button or a box that states if one of your crops was not listed within those categories. There's another box that you can click where they have some little off categories that you may qualify for. So once you see all of the different areas or categories of assistance that are available, and you know which of the ones you want to include, you'll click those. It'll add it to your profile, and you'll go down to the next button that says apply for the food assistance program. And they have 3 boxes. The first box allows you to apply online, and those are usually going to be for the people who are computer savvy. You have all of your documents online in an email, digital files. You may also complete the application manually. If you're going to complete it manually, they have forms that you can print from the site, or you can contact your local USDA service center and they will give you the forms to apply manually. They also will allow you to set an appointment to go into your USDA service center, and someone there will help you to complete the application. Now, the twister with that is that we are in a pandemic still, and some of our service centers don't have as many staff members available for technical assistance. And so what you'd like to do is give your local service center a call, and you may be able to schedule an appointment. Now, if you are not to worry. As stated, they're releasing funds to help people like myself, nonprofit organizations like New South and a few others, to be in a position to provide you with hands-on technical assistance. So I'm just going to stop here just for a moment. If you are a producer and you don't want to go online because you're not computer savvy, you're not able to get to your local office, and you want the manual forms and you want help completing them yourself, we're going to invite you to go to www.newsouthdT.com. Again, that is www.newsouthdT.com. DT stands for, New South Development and Training. The DT stands for Development and Training. And that website, you will be able to click the Contact Us page, and there you can sign up for technical assistance for the CARES Act. Now, we have not yet been funded to provide this technical assistance. However, we are really here for the minority and SDLR farmers, and this is what we do. So we invite you to go ahead and reach out and contact us so that we can begin to offer you assistance. Again, this portal is only open for 60 days, and that was starting 5 days ago. So now you have 55 days left to go in and try to complete this yourself before they put more pauses on at FSA. So continuing going through, there'll be some additional forms that will need to be included with your CFAP application. If you are a farmer and you're already registered with FSA and you've been to your local USDA service center, they state on their website that they may already have all of the files that you need, or all of the documents that you need on file. And you can find out about the forms that you're going to need at the CFAP apply section. So when you get ready to click apply based on the commodity that you're producing, you will find the forms that you need to fill out. And then you can call your local office and double check, because a lot of the forms that you may need to include may already be on file under your FSA number. To complete the application, a producer is going to need to reference their sales, their inventory, and other records. Now, this is a self-certification program, which this means that they're not sending someone out to certify what you're doing, and they're not sifting through files to see what you're doing. You're going to certify yourself. And so there's not a formal document of certifying your numbers that will need to be submitted. However, you need to, in some type of form, list all of your inventory, sales, and other records, and be as accurate as you possibly can. And then those applications with that information that you provided would go to their county committee review. Now, that county committee will do a spot check. If you're a producer who they're real familiar with and your paperwork may not line up with what you have on that self-certification, you may be required to produce additional documentation. And we know that there are some discrepancies in some things just because of the coronavirus and being able to report on time, a lot of offices being closed and information not getting recorded accurately within systems. So we know that sometimes in completing these forms, you may be a few numbers off, or there may be information that is omitted. Not to worry, if that is the case, they will reach back out to you for your additional documentation. You want to retain a copy of everything that you submit to them. So if you do the actual manual application where you go in and you print these forms, you want to make sure that you keep a copy of them. You will need to refer to them once your application is kickstarted off and getting the funds is rolling. You want to make sure that you have a copy of everything that you have listed. Again, if you're one of those people who you are going to need hands-on technical assistance, we do have an office here in the city of Jackson, and we work very closely with Alcorn State University and other areas around Jackson. So please, again, go to www.newsouthdt.com. And there you will go to our Contact Us page and just make sure that you put in the subject line that you want CARES Act technical assistance. So that is the first application part that we went through that very quickly of all of the different areas of funding, specialty crop block grants, and local agricultural market programs. So for local farmers, if you have missed out or you lost crops, this is something that you want to apply for. You're applying for it under CFAP, which is the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. The website that you will go to if you want to apply online is www.farmers.gov/CFAP, Coronavirus Food Assistance Program, CFAP. Again, that's www.farmers.gov/CFAP in order to do your application. Once you get there, you will go through and click the different commodities that you're producing, and it will galvanize all of the papers that apply to you. If you're going to apply online, you will just continue online and then upload your forms digitally. If you are unable to do that, then you can download those forms and print them out and complete them manually, or you can contact your local USDA service center who will provide you with the forms and may be able to provide you with technical assistance. Okay, so we've covered one area of the CARES Act. There are several more. One of the ones that we'll be looking into next week is for farm stress. We're going to look at the Farm Stress Program and also farming opportunities and training and outreach. They have quite a bit of money there, and we want to make sure that we go through that part because that will be of an interest to people who like helping farmers. And it's also helpful to farmers who are stressed out right now. We don't want you to quit farming. We love you. We need food. So we want you to keep doing what you do, and we are here for you. The Agventurous podcast airs every week. We're a short show where we're giving you quick tips and resources, but we are affiliated with New South Development and Training, and they are here to provide long-term assistance for farmers. By all means, reach out to them. Okay, again, so if you are a farmer and need assistance, the websites to remember are www.newsouthdT.com and www.farmers.gov/CFAP. So those are two websites you want to remember. Again, next week, we're going to go into the two areas that I mentioned. And also starting next week, we will be doing what we call our Student Farmer Highlight. We are signing up. We have a buy local guide that we are going to be developing that we hope to have out in the fall, and it will list all of our local farmers and producers, the months that they're producing, and how you can take advantage of buying direct farm to table. So we want to make sure that you all are up to speed with all of the local fresh food in your area. This is a food desert, and it shouldn't be. So we want to make sure that we inform you. And another way that we're going to do that, in addition to the buy local sign up, is the student/farmer highlights. So every week starting next week, we will highlight a farmer and what he's producing, or a student who is making waves in agriculture. If you have a suggestion, by all means, we ask you to send that suggestion over to the Agventurous podcast at www.agventurouscareers.com. Again, that's www.agventurouscareers.com. We thank you so much for taking an adventure with us. This podcast is brought to you by USDA, NRCS, NSDT, Earthland Coffee, and it airs on We Believe Digital every Saturday, 10 to 10:30. Don't forget, little ones, please. My co-hosts, they need names. We got to stop calling them Pig 1 and Pig 2 and Sidekick Cow. So by all means, please go to our website and submit your naming suggestions for our co-hosts. We want you to win those prizes. If you have a farmer or student that you'd like to have highlighted on our show, by all means, make sure that you send over that suggestion as well. And next week, we hope to see you as we continue with the CARES Act. and take more adventures right here on the Adventurous Podcast. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Adventurous Podcast. I'm your host, Deidre Perry, and these are my co-hosts. And weekly, we will be coming to you to bring you the latest information in the world of agriculture. We invite you to join us every Saturday from 10 to 10:30. Join us. Come on, take an adventure.
Have you had your Earthblend coffee today? At Earthblend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earthblend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.